everyone, and welcome back to Global CEO Magazine. As Sri Lanka accelerates its digital transformation, we can all agree that banking has now become faster, more accessible, and more connected than ever before. But alongside these advancements also comes the responsibility, the growing responsibility to safeguard customers, the institutions, and the critical financial systems to protect them from an increasingly complex cyber threat landscape. So, to have this conversation today, we are pleased to be joined by Mr. Iresh Ratnayaka, Chief Information Security Officer at Bank of Ceylon, and he is a leading voice in cybersecurity and information security. And his expertise has played a vital role in strengthening digital resilience in the banking sector of Sri Lanka. Thank you for joining us here today, Mr. Ratnayaka. It is such a pleasure to have you
it's
here.
My pleasure too.
Welcome to Global CEO Magazine. Now, to begin this conversation, digital banking has become a crucial and essential part of everyday life for millions of Sri Lankans. And this makes security a top priority for financial institutions.
Yes.
So what has Bank of Ceylon, what measures has Bank of Ceylon implemented to safeguard customer data, online transactions, and these digital banking platforms?
Nowadays, the digital banking cannot be considered merely as an IT function. It's a digital imperative that need to be carefully crafted and strategically designed in order to provide the seamless banking services to customers while protecting their information assets. If I take an example, the customer who does banking transactions with that, previously they had to visit a branch premises. So where the paperwork took place, human layer could verify all the presence and activities as well as their identity. Nowadays, as we go on digital, that need to be done on digital space. With the advancement of technology, especially with the AI, now this has become a key challenge for any organization which operate in this particular domain to safeguard their customers and their digital assets. In this regard, we have taken many steps in order to meet these obligations. Not only that we are operated by highly regulated environment, but also we have a moral obligation towards the customers. In order to do that, we have implemented various security measures, including encryption, then authentication, including multi-factor authentication, continuous monitoring, device recognitions. These are the key factors that we utilize in order to ensure that the legitimate users are granted access while the malicious actors are denied access. And also we align our people, process, technological layers in order to achieve these objectives. As I mentioned earlier, the technological layer, of course, we can buy the best of breed products, but we need to develop on other aspects as well. The human factor, that is the most valuable asset in any organization, plus the most vulnerable asset. Why I mention that is the customers or the people are driven by emotions, not by just technology. So once we are tricked into something, maybe a fear, maybe a happiness, whatever the form, we tend to act accordingly. So in order to prevent that, we need to work on structured approach to adopt this. So in that regard, we have taken many initiatives to educate our customers as well. And also when it comes to information security governance perspective and IT governance perspective, we have implemented best of breed information security and IT governance frameworks in the world, including COVID 2019 framework, a famous ISACA framework within our IT function.
Sri Lanka has faced a growing number of cyber threats in the recent years, including phishing attacks, financial fraud, ransomware incidents, and data breaches. So this affects both the private sector as well as the public sector. So Mr. Ratnayaka, in your opinion, what is the most pressing cybersecurity threat facing Sri Lanka's banking sector?
There are various factors that affect this perspective. If I name a few, the regulatory pressure, yes, of course we get, and well as the cyber criminals are utilizing advanced technologies. It was previously a traditional method that they utilized, maybe finding a vulnerability, then exploiting it, then launching the attack. Nowadays, it has become more sophisticated with the advancement of technology, especially with the generative AI, where they utilize various forms of attack methods, including social engineering, phishing, that leverage digital scamming activities. In order to curb that situation, we have to implement various security measures. In order to provide a seamless banking services to our customers, we have to engage with various parties, including third parties. That means the vendors that we utilize our solutions from. So, third parties also a rising threat in the current context, where we need to carefully evaluate their capabilities as well as their skills, their weaknesses, as well as the threat that they could face us, and take remedial measures in order to ensure our customers are given a seamless plus a secure banking experience. So, when it comes to the scams, currently we observe that as the human layer is the most weakest link in this particular three aspects, that means technology, process and people layer, these attacks have correctly identified this factor. So, they utilize these weaknesses which prevail in the human layer, that means to trick customers and then to get hold of all the data required to perform a digital transaction. So, we see a threat in that particular aspect as well, and also retaining the skilled resources in order to manage all this infrastructure is also a key challenge. As we have witnessed earlier, the country is facing a severe shortage of skilled resources. As a result, it is affecting all the organizations across the country as well as globally. The reason being the supply is not enough to meet the demand in the industry, as well as the opportunities that are available outside these organizations. As this is a competitive area, it's quite challenging for us even to retain this talent. So, as a measure, we have taken various steps, including different strategies to retain these people, plus to upskill their capabilities. So, while we operate with these strategies, somewhat we are successful, that we have not seen a major outflow in our workforce, but with the advancement of these attack vectors, now we are also forced to increase our workforce. So, it's going to be a challenge in the future.
You touched briefly on how cybersecurity, cyber threat criminals are using AI to infiltrate systems and threaten the systems that are existing. So, how is Bank of Ceylon really staying ahead of these AI-driven scams?
As you have correctly mentioned, the AI threat is evolving. Nobody is able to give us a deadline as to where it will stop. So, we have identified this threat as well, and our strategies are in alignment with this evolving threat. The center of this strategy is on our Security Operations Center, that is running 24/7, 7 days a week. So, it continuously works. We have recently upgraded its capabilities, not only to have internal visibility, but also to have external visibility as well. That means we have a 360-degree view when it comes to cybersecurity operations, where our capabilities are extended beyond normal traditional security operations. We utilized attack surface management, external attack surface management, then log monitoring, then brand protection, executive monitoring, and also the dark web monitoring. Normally, before an attack is launched, there's a discussion going around in the dark web. Normally, that's what happens. Not that always it happens, but on major occasions it happens. So, once this noise is coming up, So our technologies that we have leveraged and utilized are able to capture these noises and take preventive actions before they materialize. So as I mentioned earlier, we have skilled cybersecurity professionals who work tirelessly 24/7 on shifts, because there's a fatigue factor as well that we need to take care of, in order to correctly identify all these threats prior to being materialized. In alignment of the NIST cybersecurity frameworks, which is the most discussed and widely accepted cybersecurity framework in the world, identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. These are also our strategies. Not only we identify our assets, what we are utilizing in order to provide the seamless customer service, we also detect what are the threats that are coming towards these assets. And also, not as earlier, the attacks are specifically utilizing various vulnerabilities available in our systems. Now the attack vector has transformed into something else. Not that they are not utilizing sophisticated attack methods to get into the systems within an organization, but there's an easy method, that is to exploit the human layer. As you have witnessed during the recent past, more than 500 plus foreign nationals have been captured in the country within a shorter period of time, who were involved in various types of cyber activities. So they bring down all the devices that are required to launch an attack, that means to exploit the human layer. And also, if you look into job offers, there are various job offers available saying that data entry operators or call center executives, which are paid abnormally high amounts. So people are attracted to those sort of scamming activities, not knowing the fact that they are going to be a part of this ring. So we need to work in collaboration with all the parties, including law enforcement, telecommunication regulatory commission, then regulators, as well as other banks, plus the telecommunication service providers, in order to have a collaborative effort to curb this situation. Unless and otherwise we work collectively, we are going to fail. So we have correctly identified these aspects, and we are closely working with all the stakeholders in order to safeguard our customers. And also, with the advancement of technology, especially with the AI, now the exploitation of vulnerabilities that may present in the environment has become very easy, because it's not the humans who involved in these scanning activities, that means to exploit these vulnerabilities. So they utilize AI, which is extremely fast. They work effortlessly, they can work 24/7, and also they are highly capable, and the processing power is so high that they could exploit a vulnerability within maybe milliseconds. In order to prevent that, we have implemented so many technologies, and also so many technologies are in the pipeline in our strategies and the plans. So one would be the vulnerability management, because once these vulnerabilities are identified, we need to continuously patch those, that means rectify those. So our teams putting a lot of effort in order to mitigate these threats by doing all the required patching and hardening. And also, when it comes to exfiltration of these data, the technology that we have utilized and also the technological layers that we are utilizing at the moment are capable enough to meet the demand at the moment. So we have advanced DLP capabilities, then network threat detection and response capabilities, then security operations centers, then XDR solutions, that means extended detection and responding capabilities, then DDoS prevention capabilities. That means all the technological stack which are required to meet the current demand we have at the moment. As we all can witness, the Bank of Ceylon is the largest organization in the country in terms of banking. So we are not hesitated at all to invest on people, process and technological layers. We acquire best technology, we acquire best processors, then we develop and acquire best talent in the country in order to provide a seamless customer service to our valuable customers.
And with AI, there's really no limit. You don't know where it begins and you don't know where it ends because possibilities are endless.
So, as you have correctly mentioned, it's not something that we can ignore anymore. Though we go back to manual processes, the risk will be there. It's how we deal with it, how we live with it. Once the technological is advancing, also we need to invest and develop our strategies into curb the situation. We need to understand as to what would be the threat and take corrective measures accordingly.
In these three layers that you mentioned in this sector, the technology, process and the human layer, you said the human layer is the most vulnerable.
Yes.
And it's no surprise because given the context of the world and our country, given the economic crisis, when scammers send very attractive messages saying they are going to give this kind of benefits, this kind of incentives, it's no surprise that people fall into those scams. So through those they are able to infiltrate systems, and since this human layer is the most vulnerable layer, I think something we can do to mitigate this is to raise awareness. And sometimes what we think is, okay, technology is something that can be bypassed by scammers, but in this context, when you really go deep into it, it's not the case. It's the humans that are aiding the scammers, to unknowingly aiding the scammers to get into the system. So how does Bank of Ceylon really make their customers and the staff members aware of all the threats that are going on and what they shouldn't do when it comes to cybersecurity?
As the Bank of Ceylon, we believe that the weakest link need to be made the most strongest link in all these three processes. With the correct awareness and correct mindset, we can transform this weakest link into the strongest strength that we have. So we strongly believe in that, and continuous training and awareness given to staff members. We have various forms of training methods that is on, if I name a few, we have social platforms. We utilize all the social platforms including Facebook, LinkedIn, then WhatsApp, whatever the form it is, as well as the YouTube. And also we have our own TV channel across the banking branches, covering all the branches, where we continuously educate our customers not only on security but on product as well. In that aspect, we prioritize security. So every day if you visit a branch, in our TV channel, there will be an awareness message popping up as well as being telecasted. And also we utilize our web channels and as well as e-learning platforms that we have in order to have a mandatory information security certification course annually. So each and every employee is mandated to obtain this certification. It has mandated in various aspects for their career advancement as well. It is a must activity. And also we have physical training sessions that are being carried out. Sometimes I personally visit them. Reason being, once the leadership commits onto awareness, people tend to listen more and also to grasp more things. The threats as well as the preventive measures can be easily communicated once the commitment from the leadership is shown. So from our board of directors to entire management is so keen on these awareness activities, and even the board of directors, they call me and in order to raise their awareness. So that commitment is there within, it's a part of our culture. So once it is in the culture, so it's easy for us to work on because everybody understands what their responsibilities are. So it's easy to communicate, and also people are aware of what is going on and also the current trends and latest attack types and mitigating methods. So that's a big advantage that we have. And also we conduct continuous phishing simulation exercises. That means we as the security team conducts phishing simulation attacks. That means as attackers are sending phishing emails, we also send phishing emails, but to understand the level of knowledge that our people are possessing in order to get an understanding as to how secure we are in terms of human layer. And also we have a dedicated customer experience management unit and also a call center where all these customer complaints are received, and also we utilize these channels to spread the awareness. So these are the main channels that we utilize in order to provide detailed as well as the very conceptual as well as practical know-how as well as knowledge onto this particular domain. And also we are witnessing initiative taken by the central bank as well. We must appreciate it. They are raising the awareness among the general public on scams, which is currently in the rise. So we are currently experiencing that as well. That's a good move from the regulator, where all the organizations are doing various activities, not only Bank of Ceylon, all the organizations in the country are doing their part. So together we can build this layer more effectively. We also engage with our third parties as well, because nowadays the services are interconnected, because we utilize third parties in order to provide services to our organization as well. We identify all the stakeholders and then we conduct sort of due diligence exercise as to what their level of understanding and on the information security aspects and the current trends, and also those are included into their contractual obligations as well. And also we sometimes visit their premises and increase the awareness of these employees of third parties as well. Reason being, if a third party is compromised, then there will be an impact to us as well. Not only technological layers, defensive layers, but also this people layer is also a critical component when it comes to third parties and third party operations.
As my final question in this discussion, Mr. Ratnayaka, I would like to direct a very important question to you. With your extensive experience in this information security sector, what advice would you like to give Sri Lankans to help them stay safe online and protect themselves from these cyber threats?
My answer is very simple. Pause and verify. Because the current trend that we see is on the digital scams. So they send various messages, pleasing messages, very real. So you are maybe not able to understand as to whether this is a real one or a fake one. So pause and verify before you act. And also never click on links available through these platforms. If you receive a message from Facebook, maybe through Facebook or other social media channels, never click on that. If you want to do banking, type the URL or use the mobile banking applications, then fulfill your transactions. And also increase your level of understanding, awareness. Subscribe to these channels. There are various channels available in the country, news bulletins available. So focus on that aspects as well. Reason being, as the weakest link, we need to continuously learn, because threat actors are continuously improving with the defensive capabilities that we currently have. So in order to overcome that, we also need to improve. One day they may target customers of a particular segment with a different message, saying that you have won a lottery. Next day they might get a video call saying that I am hospitalized, one of your colleague or one of your close relative, I am hospitalized and need urgent money. So they utilize various aspects in the weaknesses that are prevalent within ourselves. My simple advice is pause and verify before you act. And also, information security is a collective responsibility. As we have previously discussed, it's a collective responsibility. Not only through the organizations, but also we need supports from the general public as well. If you see such a scan, report it to respective authority. Various authorities available in Sri Lanka, including Central Bank, then Sri Lanka CERT, Financial Sector Computer Security Incident Response Team, that is FinCERT, and also your respective bank, including Bank of Ceylon. If you report such activities, we will be able to take precautionary actions accordingly, as well as to learn from that incidents and to provide you a better and secure service.
With that final point of discussion, we come to the end of this conversation. Thank you very much, Mr. Iresh Ratnayaka, for joining us here today, for sharing those valuable insights and your experiences.
Thank you very much.
It is a pleasure having you. As we discussed, cybersecurity is no longer just a technology concern. It is a business, economic, societal, as well as personal priority. And awareness and how to protect ourselves from these cyber threats and protective measures are more important than ever before. So we hope you got valuable insights from this conversation. We will be back with more wonderful conversations like this. Until then, stay safe, stay vigilant, and thank you for watching.